I'm Lara, and today we'll be doing a Vinyasa flow class. And we'll get started today in a Padottanasana, Reclined bound ankle pose. So bring the bottoms of the feet to touch, open the knees out to the sides. If your hips or groin are on the tighter side, you might place some blocks right here underneath to support the knees and just keep your hips a bit more supported. And go ahead and roll down onto your back. And ground your hands somewhere onto the body, whether you're placing your hands onto the hips or onto the belly, or one hand onto the heart, one hand onto the belly. Feel free to let your eyes relax closed. And starting here, take a few rounds of deep breaths. So empty out your breath completely. And then through the nose, take an inhale, expand through your lungs. And sigh it out through the mouth, let it go. And again, full breath in, expanding through the belly, ribs, chest. Sigh it out through the mouth, let it all go. And one more full breath in through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth, let it all go. And start to take your breaths in through the nose and out through the nose, keeping your lips sealed, and cultivating Udah breath, that slightly audible breath that sounds like a small ocean wave generated at the back of your throat. And if you'd like to set an intention for your practice, feel free to take a moment to set one, any positive thought for yourself or for anyone else who might need one. And you gently open the eyes. You can use your hands to bring the knees back to point up towards the sky. From here, we're going to come into a happy baby pose. So draw the knees to the outsides of the torso with the feet flexed. Hold the outer edges of the feet. Keep lengthening your tailbone down, and you can gently rock side to side. Just give yourself that little massage across the mid and lower back. And then bringing your legs together, take your hands behind your knees, and we're going to rock forward and back a few times lengthwise along the spine. And then see if you can use your momentum to rock all the way up to a forward fold. Use your hands if you need to. And in your forward fold, let your head, neck, and arms hang down heavy. Rise up halfway with a flat spine, drawing the shoulders back away from the ears. And exhale and fold it back down. And rise all the way to standing, sweeping your arms up, touching your palms overhead at the top of the breath. And exhale, bringing hands to the heart space. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale and fold forward. Rise up halfway. Exhale and step it back to your plank position. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward beyond the wrists, and then exhale, pass through chaturanga, lowering all the way to the belly. Try to lower down in one piece, toes point back, hands by low ribs. Start in cobra, rising to lift the heart space with your elbows bent. Exhale, gently release back down. And engage your core, tuck your toes, press up to plank, with or without the use of the knees. And exhale, lift the hips up and back to your downward dog. And we'll continue to flow with the breath. Inhale, lift up the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, look between your palms, walk, step, or float the feet up to your hands. Rise up halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold it back down. And all the way to stand, sweeping arms up, touching palms overhead at the top. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale and fold forward. Rise up halfway. Exhale and fold, step it back to plank once again. Inhale, shoulders shift forward, and exhale slowly all the way to the belly with control. Toes point back, take your fingertips off of your mat in line with the shoulders, come up high to the fingertips, elbows bent above wrists. And we'll flow until the back bends with the breath. So inhale, lift up a little higher cobra, keep pressing into the tops of the feet. Exhale, release your chest back down. 2 more with the breath. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, gently release. And 1 more with the breath, lifting up. And gently release back down. Hands by the chest, tuck the toes, press up to plank. And exhale, lift the hips up and back to downward dog. And then inhale to lift the heels high, bend the knees, walk, step, or float it up to the top, rise up halfway. Exhale and fold. And all the way up to stand, sweeping arms up, touching palms overhead at the top of the breath. Exhaling, hands to heart space. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. Rise up halfway, flat spine. Exhale and step it back to plank. Inhale, shoulders shift forward, and exhale, slowly lower all the way to the belly. Toes point back, Your choice of back bend, cobra or upward dog, you can press the arms straight. And exhale, lift the hips all the way up and back to your downward dog. And we'll flow through a few vinyasas consecutively just to warm up that flow, warm up into the shoulders, into the spine. Inhale, glide forward to plank, shoulders over the wrists. Lower halfway or all the way down. Toes point back as you press up to your back bend, opening through the chest. And exhale, lift the hips up and back to downward dog. And just one more. Inhale, gliding forward to plank. Lower slow with control. Press to your back bend, inhale to lift. And exhale, lift the hips all the way up and back. Downward dog. And from here, inhale your right leg up and back. And stack your hip open and bend your knee. Inhale, extend your right leg straight back, leveling out through the hips. Knee to chest, knee to nose. Step your foot all the way through between your palms. And gently lower your left knee down to your mat. Point your left toes back. Lift up through the arms, through the chest, through the fingertips, rising up. Exhale, open through the elbows, widen across the chest. And then with your inhale, reach your arms back up towards the sky. Then exhale, taking your hands down to your mat. Tuck your back toes to lift the back knee up. Take your right leg back up towards the sky. And once again, stack your hip open and bend your knee. And just take a moment here. Release your right leg straight back, toes point down, and step your foot down onto the mat. Inhale the left leg up and back. Stack your hip open, bend your knee on this side. Inhale, extend it straight back, leveling out through the hips. Knee to chest, shifting forward as you round up through the spine. Lightly step your foot all the way through. Lower your right knee down, pointing the right toes back. Rising up to your low crescent, Anjaneyasana. Lifting up through the fingertips. Exhale, open through the elbows, widen across the heart space. Inhale, reach your arms back up. And then exhale, planting your palms down to the earth. Tuck your back toes. Take your left leg back up towards the sky. Stack your hip open again, bend your knee. Take a moment, pausing here. Extend your left leg straight, leveling the hips out, and step your foot down onto your mat. Shift forward to plank, Vinyasa, or downward dog. And just remembering, Vinyasas are always optional. You can skip right past them anytime you want to conserve energy. And walk, step or float the feet up to the hands, back to your forward fold at the top, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold it back down, and rise all the way up to standing, sweeping your arms up, touching palms overhead at the top of the breath. Exhale, hands to the heart space. And sit into your chair pose, bending your knees, sweeping the arms up, sitting down low. So we'll pause here a bit longer before we get into our flow. Let the shoulders soften away from the ears, hug the core in. Ground into the feet, see if you can sit your hips back a little bit lower. Take one more inhale breath. Exhale, fold forward. Rise up halfway. Exhale, step it back or float it back. Vinyasa, or make your way straight into your downward dog. Inhale your right leg up and back. And bring your right knee to your right shoulder or tricep. Shift your shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, extend it back. Keep the hips level, flex through the foot. Cross your knee over to the outside of your left arm. Inhale, extend it back. Now stack your hip open and bend your knee, pausing for a round of breath. Extend your right leg straight back, level through the hips, and step your foot all the way through between your palms. Spin your left heel down. We're going to rise up and open up to your warrior two. Straighten your front knee, reach your arms up towards the sky. Make your feet parallel towards the side, and then exhale and hinge up the hips into your Prasarita, Padottanasana. Wide-legged forward fold. Rise up halfway to your flat spine. Turn your left toes out towards the back corner of your mat, and then bend into your left knee, Skandasana towards the back. Come back up through center. Turn your right toes a little bit more towards the front corner, bend into your right knee. Inhale, coming back up through center, bend into your left knee. And look towards your front foot. You're going to walk your hands and pivot your feet all the way forward, back to your lunge. Lower your left knee down, point your toes back. Rise up to your low crescent, Anjaneyasana. And just circle your arms back. Bring your hands all the way down to your mat. Tuck your back toes, take your right leg all the way up and back towards the sky. Keep your right leg extended, shift forward to a three-legged plank. Slowly lower all the way to the belly. You can use the help of your left knee if needed. Point your toes back. Rise to your back bend, opening through the heart. Exhale, lift the hips all the way up and back, downward dog. Inhale the left leg up and back. Take your left knee to the left shoulder, tricep, shifting forward. Inhale, extend it back. Then cross your knee over to the outside of your right arm. Inhale, extend your left leg back. Stack your hip open and bend your knee. Inhale, extend your left leg straight. Flex your foot as you level the hips out. Step your left foot all the way through between your palms. Spin your back heel down. Rise up and open up to your warrior two. Chest opens up towards the right. And straighten your left knee. Reach your arms up and overhead. Make your feet parallel towards the side wall. And as you exhale, hinge at your hips and fold forward. Wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway. Turn your right toes towards the back of our space, bending into your right knee, Konasana. Inhale, coming up through center. Turn your left toes a little bit towards the front of the mat as you bend into your left knee. Come back up through center. Once again, bend into your right knee, Konasana towards the back. Inhale through center. Walk your hands, pivot your feet, turning everything forward. Gently lower your right knee down, point your right toes back. Rise up to your Anjaneyasana. Circle your arms wide back behind you and take your hands down to the earth. Tuck your back toes and take your left leg all the way up and back to your three-legged downward dog. Shift forward to a three-legged plank. Lower slowly with control. Toes point back. Rise to cobra or upward dog, lifting up through the heart space. And exhale, lift the hips all the way up and back into your downward dog. And walk, step, or float the feet up to your hands, back up to your forward fold, rise up halfway. Exhale and fold it back down. And rise all the way up to standing, sweeping your arms up, touching palms overhead at the top of the breath. And exhale, bringing your hands down to the heart space. So we'll continue with that flow, adding on piece by piece. Bend your knees, sweep your arms up, sitting back. Bring your hands to the heart space as you exhale. Take a deep twist over towards the right side, pressing your palms together. Keep your knees and hips in line, and breathe here. And keep your knees bent. Inhale, bring your arms and chest back up through center. And then hands to the heart space. Exhale, twist over towards the left side, pressing your palms together, lengthening through the spine, sitting your hips down low. Inhale, coming back up through center, sweeping the arms up. Exhale and fold forward, straightening the legs out. Rise up halfway. Exhale, step it back or float it back. Vinyasa. Or straight back into your downward dog. Inhale your right leg up and back and bring your right knee to your right shoulder or tricep. Inhale, extend it back and cross your knee over to the outside of your left arm. Inhale, extend it back. Stack your hip open and bend your knee. And you can stay here or shift into wild thing, flipping your dog. Your shoulders will shift over your wrists. Roll to the outer edge of your left foot. Take your toes behind you. On the right foot, lift your hips, lift the heart into your back bend shape. And slowly coming back to your three-legged downward dog, take your right leg all the way back up towards the sky. Knee to chest, step your foot all the way through between your palms, spin your back heel down, rise up, open up to your warrior two. Straighten your right knee, reach your arms up, toes point towards the left side, exhale, hinge at the hips and fold in. Rise up halfway, turn your left toes towards the back, Konasana towards the back of our space. Inhale, coming back up through center. Bend into your right knee, Konasana towards the front. Inhale, coming back up. Bend into your left knee once more. Inhale, coming back up through center. Walk your hands, pivot your feet forward. All your toes are pointing forward. This time, keep the back knee lifted. Feet are about hip distance apart. Rise up to your high crescent, sweeping up through the arms, through the chest. Exhale, open through the elbows. Option to tap your left knee down to the ground. Reach your arms back up towards the sky. And then touch your palms, bring your hands to the heart. Warrior three, launching balance onto your right foot. Left leg lifts up. And steady full breaths here. You can change the version of the arms. Reach them forward, reach them back. Keep your core hugging in. Long spine, strengthening through the back side of the body. Take one more inhale breath. Exhale, big step back to high crescent. Land the ball of the foot down. Reach your arms back up towards the sky. And once again, circle your arms back behind you. Take them down to the earth. Extend your right leg up towards the sky, three-legged downward dog, and keep this right leg extended as you shift forward into a three-legged plank. Lower slowly all the way to the belly, toes point back. Rise to cobra or upward dog, and exhale, lift the hips all the way up and back into your downward dog. Inhale the left leg up and back. Left knee to the left shoulder or tricep. Inhale, extend it back, and cross your knee over to the outside of your right arm. Inhale, extend it back. Stack your hip open and bend your knee. And again, you can stay here stretching the hip, Or into Wild Thing, shifting your shoulders forward, roll to the outer edge of the right foot. Drop the toes behind you, lift the hips, lift the heart, reaching forward through the left fingertips. And with control, back to your three-legged downward dog. Left leg lifts all the way up and back. Knee to chest, step it all the way through between your palms. Spin your right heel down, open up to your warrior two. And straighten your front knee, reach the arms up towards the sky. Toes points towards the right side. Exhale, hinge at the hips as you fold in. Rise up halfway. Skandasana towards the back of our space. Moving with the breath, inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend into your left knee. Inhale, back up through center, bend into your right knee. Come back up through center, walk your hands, pivot your feet, point all your toes forward. Feet are hip distance apart. Rise up to high crescent, lifting up through the arms, through the chest. Open through the elbows, maybe tapping your right knee down. Reach everything back up towards the sky. Touch your palms, hands to the heart. Warrior three, balance, taking the heart forward, back leg lifts, flexing through the foot. Steady breaths here. Core strong, lengthen through the body. Feel the strength. And take one more inhale breath. Exhale, back to your high crescent, nice and soft, planting the ball of your right foot down, reaching the arms up towards the sky. Circle your arms wide, back behind you, hands down to the earth. Take your left leg back up towards the sky to a three-legged downward dog. Shift it forward to a three-legged plank. Slowly lower all the way to the belly. Toes point back. Rise to cobra or upward dog, lifting through the heart. And exhale, lift the hips all the way up and back into your downward dog. Pause, feel your breath. Take a full breath in through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth, let it go. And walk, step or float the feet all the way up to your hands, back to your forward fold. Rise up halfway. Exhale, fold it back down. Hold up to standing, sweeping your arms up, touching palms overhead at the top of the breath. Exhale, hands to the heart space. One more flow with the breath. Bend your knees, sweep the arms up, sitting back, chair pose, touch your palms. Exhale, hands through heart space, twist to the right. And full breath in, and full breath out. Inhale, come back up through center, keep your knees bent, and then exhale, twist over towards the left side. Full breath in, and full breath out. Keep your knees bent, come back up through center, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, fold forward and let it go. Rise up halfway. Exhale, step it back or float it back. Vinyasa or straight back into your downward dog. Inhale your right leg up and back. Right knee to your right shoulder, tricep shifting forward. Inhale, extend it back. And cross your knee over to the outside of the left arm. Inhale, extend it back. Stack your hip open, bend your knee. Stay here with your hips open or flipping your dog. Shifting forward, roll to the outer edge of the foot, dropping the toes back, lifting the hips, lifting the heart. Make your way back to your three-legged downward dog, taking the right leg all the way up and back. Step it through between your palms and spin your back heel down. We'll open up to warrior two. Straighten your right knee, reach both arms up. Turn your toes parallel towards the side. Exhale into Prasarita, forward fold with the legs out wide. Rise up halfway. Turn your left toes towards the back. Skandasana towards the back. You can float the hands to the heart space. Inhale up through center, bending into your right knee. Inhale, coming back up through center, bending into your left knee. Come back up through center. Walk your hands, pivot your feet all the way forward into a lunge. Rise up to high crescent. Sweep up through the arms, through the chest. Touch your palms overhead at the top. And this round into a standing splits, fingertips down to the ground. Left leg lifts up. If you want to play with your balance in any other way, maybe right hand to the ankle or calf or both hands to the ankle or calf. You can practice little hops up towards hands down if that's part of your practice. Ground your fingertips. Take a big step back with the ball of your left foot. We're going to rise with control up to high crescent. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, circle your arms wide behind you, hands to the earth. Take your right leg all the way up towards the sky. Three-legged downward dog. Shift forward to three-legged plank. Lower slowly all the way to the belly. Toes point back. Rise to your back bend, opening up through the heart space. And exhale, lift the hips all the way up and back into your downward dog. Inhale the left leg up and back. Take your left knee to the left shoulder or tricep. Inhale, extend it back. And cross your knee over to the outside of the right arm. Inhale, extend it back. Stack your hip open and bend your knee. And again, you can stay here or shift into your back bend shape, flipping your dog wildly. With control, make your way back to a three-legged downward dog. Left leg back up towards the sky. And step it through all the way between your palms. Spin your right heel down. We'll open up to warrior two. Chest opens up towards the right. And straighten your left knee. Reach the arms up towards the sky. Turn your toes towards the right side wall. Hinge at the hips and fold forward. Rise up halfway. Skandasana towards the back of your mat, bending into your right knee. Inhale up through center. Bend in towards your left knee. Come back up through center. Bend into your right knee. Come back up through center. Walk your hands, pivot your feet all the way forward into your lunge towards the front. Rise up to high crescent, sweeping up, length through the fingertips. Standing splits, fingertips down. Right leg lifts up. And steady breath here. Finding balance, playing with your balance if you'd like. And taking a big step back with the ball of the right foot, rise up to high crescent, sweeping up through the arms. Circle your arms wide back behind you and take your hands to the earth. Left leg lifts all the way up and back to your three-legged downward dog. Shift forward to a three-legged plank. Slowly lower all the way to the belly, pointing your toes back. Rise to cobra or upward dog. Exhale, lift the hips all the way up and back to your downward dog. Taking a full breath in. And sighing it out through the mouth, let it go. And lower your knees down onto the ground, coming into this tabletop shape. Come up high onto your fingertips in your tabletop. And take a few rounds of cat and cow, opening up across the upper back especially. And we'll come into Anjaneyasana, heart opening pose. So keep your hips aligned over the knees. Walk your hands forward as much as you can. You can stay high onto your fingertips and rest your forehead down. You can plant your palms down and just keep the palms pressing so the arms stay active. If you're really flexible in the upper spine, you might be able to take your gaze forward and rest your heart and your chin onto the mat. Start to walk your hands back up. Shift your hips back towards your heels. Sit onto your heels with your toes tucked under or your feet with the toes pointing back. Just rest your hands gently on tops of the thighs. Turn your palms to face up. Let your eyes relax closed. And take a full breath in through the nose. And sigh it all out through the mouth. Let it go. Take a moment, let yourself feel grounded, feel the rate of the breath and the heartbeat. And then gently open the eyes back up. We're gonna rise onto our knees, so to kneeling. Sweep your arms up and overhead. Take your hands to the lower back. Fingers can point down or up. And open up through the chest as you squeeze the shoulders together. Squeeze the elbows slightly back. Into this gentle version of camel pose. So really work on the containment of the core, keeping the lower belly and the lower ribs hugging in, and back bend in the upper back. Steady breaths. Come back upright, hug the core in, and just start to walk your hands forward a little bit forward of your shoulders in this tabletop position. Tuck your toes, lift your hips all the way up and back into your downward dog. Take your right leg up and back. Step your foot all the way through between your palms. You're going to rise up to high crescent, sweeping your arms forward and up. Tuck your palms overhead and bring your hands to the heart space. And from here, we'll stand tall onto your right leg, bringing your left knee about to the level of the hip. Cross your left ankle above your right knee, creating that figure four shape. Bend into your right knee and sit your hips back into this little squat. Feel a stretch to the outer left hip. Steady breaths here. We're not going to be here for too long. Just keep your balance. Maybe you can sit down a little bit lower. Start to come all the way back up up to standing, bring your left knee back up towards your chest. Take your left hand to the top of the foot and let your knees line up with each other. Take your right arm up towards the sky. And we'll make our way into a dancer pose. Heart forward, kicking the foot into the hand. Steady breaths in and out. Keep your core engaged. And keep your left foot and your left hand as long as you can. Start to take your right fingertips all the way down towards the ground. Maybe catch a moment of balance here. We're going to turn this into a standing split, so let your left fingertips touch down, let your chest fold in. Keep your left leg lifting up high. And take a big step back with the ball of your left foot. You're going to walk your hands, pivot your feet all the way to a Skandasana towards the back of our space. Take your right fingertips underneath the face and take your left arm, twist it open up towards the sky. And bring your left fingertips back down. You're going to walk your hands, pivot your feet all the way back towards the front into your lunge. Plant your palms, step it back to plank. Vinyasa, or straight back into your downward dog. Take your left leg up and back. And step it all the way through between your palms. We're going to rise up to high crescent once again, sweeping the arms up, touching our palms overhead at the top. Hands to the heart space. And then stand tall on your left leg. Bring your right knee about to the level of the hip. Keep your right foot flexed. Cross your right ankle above the left knee and sit down into your squat. Finding balance, finding that stretch into the outer right hip. Steady full breaths. And gently come back up to standing. Bring your right knee back up towards the chest. And take your right hand to the top of the foot. Let your knees line up. Let your inner thighs line up. Take your left arm, stretch it up towards the sky. Into your dancer pose on this side. And see how long you can hold on to that right foot as you bring your left fingertips down towards the earth. And gently standing splits, fingertips down, folding your chest in, relaxing your head and neck. Any version of balance here is fine. And then grounding through your fingertips, take a big step back with the ball of your right foot. You're going to walk your hands, pivot your feet towards your right side, and then bend into your right knee, Skandasana. Take your left fingertips underneath the face, sweep your right arm up towards the sky. Find that opening twist. Bring your right hand back down. Walk your hands, pivot your feet all the way back towards the front. Plant your palms down, step it back to plank. Vinyasa, or downward dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And walk, step, or float the feet up to your hands, back up to your forward fold, rise up halfway. Exhale and fold it back down. And into your chair pose, bend your knees, sweep your arms up, sitting down low. And we're going to slowly come all the way to seated. At any time, if you need your hands to support you, please use them. Once you sit your hips down, scoot your feet a little bit more forward. And preparing for a boat pose, so reach your arms forward, open up through the chest, hug your core in, and then you can float your feet up. Knees can be bent or legs can be straight. Open through the chest, core strong. Stay with your breath. And rebend the knees, reach your arms back up towards the sky as you plant your feet down. And slowly now roll down the spine with your knees bent up. Walk your feet in a little closer towards your bottom. Heels are about underneath your knees. Arms alongside the body with the palms facing down. Take a full breath in and sigh it out through the mouth. Let it go. And working into a bridge pose, if you want to use a prop like a block or some type of support for a supported bridge pose, that's fine. And if you want to come into it, take an inhale and breathe it out. And then on your next inhale, press into your arms, press into your feet to lift the hips up, engaging the quads. You can feel the shoulder blades roll even closer together if you have that flexibility in the upper back. Option to lace up the fingers and press into the arms. Make sure your knees are staying about hip distance apart and you're not letting them splay out towards the sides. Steady breaths here. Feel length in the back of the neck. Unlace the fingers if you had them, unroll the shoulder blades. Gently roll all the way down the spine. And come into a happy baby pose, separating the knees, flexing the feet. Reach to the outer edges of the feet, and here you can gently rock side to side. And one more back bend of your choice. Again, you can keep it supported. You can come back into that bridge pose. If wheel pose is part of your practice, you can take your hands by your ears, fingers pointing towards your shoulders, and use an inhale to keep your elbows hugging in and come up to the crown of the head. Make sure you're keeping your knees about hip distance apart, elbows shoulder distance apart, and you'll start to press the arms straight into the full back bend. Just being careful of your shoulders. And coming down the same way that you came out of any back bend which took place. Knees bent up. You can widen the feet apart, let your knees rest against each other. Hands onto the hips or onto the belly, let your eyes relax, close now. Just take a full breath in and a full breath out. Take a moment to feel yourself grounded into the earth. And then take your feet and knees about hip distance apart. You can open up your arms. Take your favorite spinal twist. Knees over towards the left side first. Option to bump your hips over towards the right. You can gaze over your right shoulder. Bring your head and your knees back up through center. Go in the opposite way. Come back up through center. Bring your knees into the chest one more time, just hugging in. Feel that compression, finding gratitude for your body, for the way it supported your practice. And start to relax your arms down, relax your feet down. Set up for your most restful Shavasana. And allow yourself to get into a space where your body is completely relaxed. Let your eyes rest closed, let your face soften. Take a full breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth, let it go. And just feel a scanning through the body from head to toe, bringing everything into rest. Let your eyes relax back, let your jaw be relaxed. Shoulders are heavy. Belly soft, hips heavy, resting all the way down through the arms, into the fingers, and all the way down through the legs, into the toes. Receive all the benefits of your practice today. I encourage you to stay in Shavasana a bit longer if you can, as long as you'd like and as long as you need to make your practice feel fully restful and complete. And if you're ready to close up your practice, just start to deepen your breath. Feel the breath gently reawaken the body. And on your next inhale, reach your arms all the way back behind you and just feel a nice long stretch from end to end. Start to bend your knees up, planting your feet onto the earth. And then gently roll over onto your favorite side for a fetal position. Feel grounded. And then use your hands and arms to gently press yourself up to your meditation seat, your most comfortable seat, resting your hands gently to the tops of the legs, sitting up tall. And bring your hands to the heart space. Feel gratitude for the way you've practiced self-care and self-love today. And find gratitude for your strong and healthy body. And I invite you with me to chant the sound of Om. Together, take an inhale. Om. And feel the way the sound vibrates through the body. The sound of Om is said to encompass all sounds of the universe, a reminder that we are all connected, that we are all one. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.